Hello and welcome to the final episode of the HamCorp Star Technology Training Manual. In this episode, we set up the Riftion multi-blocks and the title gave this away, but the Draconic Stargate. This is the end of the modpack. We are back with the fixes I spoke about last time, and the Komaru is now working as expected. Uses 10 buckets exactly per cycle, which is awesome. In addition, my Riftic Infusion assembling unit is working. I'm crafting all the controllers right now, and I guess it's time for some building already. First of the multis built, and I also made a second Ox 2 to get the Riftion plasma going. This is just going to be a passive recipe because it's super slow, so I'm just going to have this going all the time. Completed a couple of these quests here up to the Riftion plasma buckets. I can kind of also finish all of these Riftion particle item quests as well. The Riftion accelerator, by the way, needs computation, and it needs a lot of computation. So I had to make a whole bunch of these. This is an array of 16 maxed out HPCAs feeding into 8 network switches, which gets me to a little bit over 1000 computation per second. Or per tick, actually. Now, I'm just waiting on some ultra dense primordial shadowworm plates, and then this will start going as well. And I'm gonna pattern as much of this as I can from here on out. So the Ascension and Abyssal Rift slurries, these can be patterned, that's fine. I have an array of injection mixers, so this will be quick. These slurries will be pressure heat chambered into Rimula Tempest Foundation and Rimula Spatial Foundation. These will be combined in an Abyssal Acrariatic Stabilizer. I'm just gonna make one on demand, I think. And that will make true Rimula Foundation. This goes into a Kaleidoscopic Fractalizer, which I'm also going to do, I think, on demand. And this uses neutral Riftions. These neutral Riftions are made with Riftion smashing, which is a random process, so maybe this should be passived. I don't know if I actually need these charged Riftions for anything, because it seems like the up and down ones are kind of only used in smashing, so this might end up being passive. Not sure yet. Once I have all of these things, I can make the primordial extract, phaetic extract, and condensed Rimula, and then each of those will get their own dedicated true synthesis array. Once I have these 3 final materials, this quest will be done, and I can start making DSG inscription plates. Also, once I have Riftions, I can make singularities. These need a Riftion injector, but I think this will also be on demand, so I'll build this not over here, but kind of in my on-demand area. I'll also be able to make the Raging Rimulatia, which will allow me to make DSG rod bases. I'll also be able to make these fragments, the 3 different fragment types. I'll also be able to make the DSG energy modulators, and basically I'll be able to make a lot of DSG stuff. The computational matrix and these upgraded rods and the field stabilizer are gated by primordially stellarized weapons grade NAC, which is gated by Riftion fluids. So that's kind of the progression here. Once I have Riftions, I can do some stuff. Once I have Riftion fluids, I can do the rest. And then Stargate. This might end up being the Stargate episode. That's crazy. This is actually kind of an interesting multi, the Riftion accelerator, because the processing rate is kind of purely determined by computation. So it's just a matter of how much I'm willing to spam this. And this was already kind of annoying to set up, but I don't know, I may need to do more. Guess we'll find out. So the Riftion Slammer works, but it's a little strange. I made 6, by the way. Surprise. But yeah, it's a little strange. So it needs a buffer of 50 billion EU. So I have to use these big ass dream links, but when it runs, it seems to just like consume all of it like really quickly. It's kind of strange and I don't understand why. Because if this worked like Fusion, it would use the 50G once, and then so long as it had inputs, it would just continue to work, right? But that doesn't seem to be how it works. It seems to just consume the 50G and instantly complete the recipe. So maybe I just need to do some kind of weird like automation setup here where the machine pauses if the Dreamlink has less than 50G of energy so that the Dreamlink can recharge and then this turns on again. That might be the best way to go about doing this, but I don't know, it's a bit weird. Okay, well, this seems to work, so it's a bit strange, but I have an advanced energy detector cover here set to a minimum of 50 billion and a maximum of 100%, with output mode set to inverted. It says normal, but it's actually inverted. And on the controller, I have a machine controller set to, again, inverted. This tooltip doesn't seem to update. But what this means is when this energy hatch is full of energy, turn on the machine. If it's less than 50 billion, turn off the machine. And that gives it a chance to recharge. And that seems to work. It's currently not working, or it's off, because I don't have enough particles. But it did seem to work. It just really quickly blitzed through all of the particles that I had. So I guess I'll set this up on all of them. And I have all of the neutral particles. Also have wild Riftions. So that's that quest done as well. I just have to configure all of these. And with this final multi, I got Phaetic Extract, Primordial Extract, and Condensed Rimula. And now the last step is to make some TSAs. I'm not going to show that, it's pretty simple, just need more of these. And then I have the Riftic Fluids. So it looks like I've made some pretty significant progress, actually. There is nothing left but the gatecraft. I mean, there's some upgraded machines. The fire, by the way, is particularly good because it heats itself. I don't need to provide heating fluid up to 925 megakelvin, which is huge. That's going to save so much fuel. So I might make that. I have already started crafting the rods in the background. I'm currently crafting a bunch of infernally reforged Stargate rods, and soon I can craft the abyssally reforged Stargate rods as well. I have all the ASG rods required. It's just a matter of actually getting the rods done. And then I can make the DSG rods. Needs a ton of dragon breath, which is going to hurt quite a bit. Also UXV circuits, that's going to hurt as well. Once I have those, yikes, this looks like it's really going to suck. Once that's done, I can make the kaleidoscopically infused Stargate rods, the prismatically infused ones, and the primordially infused Stargate rods, and I can Riftic enhance them into Temporic and Theatic and Riftic Stargate rods, and then I can actually craft the Stargate. I will also have to make a bunch of these engraved sigils. These need singularities, which I can make now. It also needs DSG inscription plates, which I can make as well. Needs a ton of UXV circuits. I need something like 6,500 DSG inscription plates, so that's gonna take some time. But yeah, honestly, there's not much really to say here. It's just kind of very similar recipes to the ASG stuff, but it's just, you know, the DSG materials. So it's all the Riftic stuff, it's all the Abyssal stuff, Dragon stuff. And yeah, time to push for gate. You have just witnessed about 100 hours of AFK condensed down to like 30 seconds. I am done. We're done. Everything is crafted. I just need to make the DHD. Just kidding, I'm lying, I already have it. And I need to craft the actual Draconic Stargate. I'm gonna do this by hand. I'm gonna take all these materials, I'm gonna put them in the Stargate assembly machine thingy, and then we're done. And we've done it. It is all done. Amazing. Well, that was fun. Thank you for watching this episode of the HamCorp Training Manual. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you found the series both entertaining and informational. As for what's next, I will take a short break before starting up the latest version of Moni Factory. Expert mode, of course. See you next time.